about the collection management of maintenance of multiple media resources. Media resources are one of the collection of in any library. Media resources is a medium of communication through information transmitted to sender to receiver, which are either the form of special form. It is a special material which may be a traditional material or non-conventional material or non-book material or electronic material, audio visual material. It may be a graphics or photography, electronic, mechanized. Media is a printed and audio visual form of communication, and any necessary equipment required to render them usable to the resources. These resources, how to maintenance in the library, in an academic library, to build a media resources, so non-printed material, hybrid library. A hybrid library means which are having printed documents as well as non-printed and media documents, all are combined, is a hybrid library. The media, as per Harrod's Librarian's Glossary, media is a printed and audio visual forms of communication and any necessary equipment required to render them usable. As D.P. Ille quoted that media as defined as a graphic photography, electronic or mechanized means of arresting, processing of reconstructing visual or herbal information or combination of visual and verbal information. Coming to the J.E. Daly, as described media as a non-book or non-print material. All are the materials requiring special methods of acquisition, cataloging, and use and storage not described to standard rules for a books and serials and music stores. Coming to the types of media resources. Types of media resources, it can be a radio or computer or audio cassette or audio player, record player, or CD-ROM, microforms, reader, printer, television, VCR, internet, and so on. As material as described, printed books, reported journals, pamphlets, and conference proceedings, graphic records, photographic records, sound recordings, video recordings, and motion pictures, microforms, computer records, virtual records, three-dimensional artifacts. These all are media resources available in the maintained by the libraries. Before media resources, librarians may not have the usefulness and merits of the media records. That's why librarians are not just to procure the library as media resource, because of they did not the useful and merits and demerits of the media resources. Why the librarians are not accepting to the media resources in library? Why? Because in that time, dominance of printed resources, mainly printed resources are dominated the media resources at that time. Next, when librarian as a custodian or collector of a printed documents, suspected danger of introducing new media. They feel librarians are custodian of printed documents only. That's why the librarians are not interested to procure or build the media resources. Next, librarian consider only printed resources have educational values. Librarians feel only printed documents only resources are the education values, not the media resources. They feel like that. Librarians were worried about their cost and safety and fragility as expenditure is incurred to. They feel the media resources are more than the printed documents, or how to they shelving and how to they procure. They don't know the process of the media resources. So that's why librarians are not accepted. Next, poor documentation of library resources caused problems in selecting and acquisition of media resources. Before that, there is no documentation for acquisition of media resources. That's why the librarians may not have the idea to how to acquire the resources, media resources, non-print material or electronic gadgets. Is all that that's why the librarian are not accepting to the library for acquisition the media resources. Next, problems of compatibility and software and hardware. In earlier days, there is no there is no idea for software and hardware problems of the media resources. Next, absence of established library procedures for handling and organization media resources. Before ASCR2, there is no proper guidance to handle and cataloging the media resources. After ASCR2 coming, the one format are given by the ASCR2. That's the next. All libraries are having media resources. That's why librarians may not consider the media resources are very much required for libraries. Next, after ASCR2, all libraries are procuring media resources. Next, coming to the management of the merits of media resources, its media resources main advantages are economic of space, portability and easy to transport. Media resources are easily transported and in size and handling. Next, preservation of value and long life. Preservation, long life, they give media resources. If we preserve it properly, it will give more life to utilize the media resources. Monotonous topics made interesting to easy to understand. Consideration of text helps to quick transmission, thereby saving time in learning. In process of learning, media resources have saved the time and quick to understand transmission, quick to translate the compared to the print material. Quick and easy to grasp the retain. The media helps to quickly grasp the information to help quickly grasp them. Next, impact of media learning. Media resources are powerful form of communication. They may play a crucial role in process of teaching and learning. Mainly, we are discussing about academic libraries. In academic libraries, media resources are very much impact for teaching process. It may be classroom teaching or any teaching method. It may use the teachers or staff may use the CD-ROMs and floppy drives through PPT presentations, and they pick the information through website quickly. Other than more information they get from the media. That's why the main impact of the media resources very much useful to the academic libraries. Main we discuss about these media resources, how to maintain in library. Last class we discussed about how to maintain and manage the documents in library. Same like that. Media resources also librarian has to maintain properly some rules and regulations as per norms. The librarians has to maintain media resources. From acquisition to from weed out, there are the same process of the media resources also. Same process. How to select the acquisition, selection of acquisition. Selection of acquisition means to procure, to gain, contain the resources to the library is in a process of acquisition. Selection of acquisition is a main source is catalogs and pamphlets, brochures, tools for the acquisition tools for media resources. It is a list of pamphlets circulated by a producer or publisher. Publisher catalog or pamphlets. It shows the what is the cost and what is the durability and how the softwares are built up, and all these things are available in the brochures are circulated. Next, lists circulated by a supplier or agents. Book vendors, book suppliers or book vendors, same like prepared list, same like media resources also supplied book vendor, the supplier or agents. Next, catalog from publishers and suppliers. Catalog same books. How to how we procure from catalog, same like as the media resource also we can get from catalog producer. Next, media reviews, suggestions from other libraries. Already some other libraries are using the same media resources, and that media resources are very helpful them. They can suggest. Based on the suggestions, we can librarian also purchase or procure the media resources. Recommendations from faculty and learners, researchers and teachers. Any recommendations from faculty or research scholar or students, in based on these points, we can acquire the media resources. Next, before we acquire, we must know the you must know the criteria of the how much it media, how much it will useful to the academic criteria, how much it impact, what is the format of the media resource. It is format as is format can understand by the people, is format how much effectiveness of the format, and logical development of subject matter. It contain a developed discussion. Any developed discussion is there or not in the material, and impartiality and accuracy, the accurate objectives of the content of the resource, and appropriation of narration with the sound effects, sound titles and captions, images. Presentation. What is the presentation of the resources? It may be properly presented in excellent of content pairs to appeal the users. Next, intellectual and emotional appeal. Intellectual nature of the content in the media sources should be sound. Appropriate of educational levels of the library users. What is the levels of the education students users? For example, for school students, the higher students content may not useful to the school students. That is the education level of the library users. What are there? The media resources. How can it useful their study, and technical aspects. What are the hardware and operating systems, and these all that things we must consider this before the acquisition of the media, and the cost and purchase of the cost of the media and storage principles, availability and compatibility, format. These all things are we consider this before the acquisition of the media resources. Next, classification and cataloging. After acquisition, we should receive the resources. After receiving, we must check the as per the purchase order and order copy. Next, then only we can classify and cataloging the same books. Also, we can classify and catalog that. Same thing. We can classify and classify and catalog the media resources. So, media resource can be classified by the same scheme of the whatever the scheme we are using for books or documents. Same scheme we can utilize apply for the media resources also. And so, another thing is list of media resources as per subject wise, as per format wise. Same we can make them to utilize them. Same like as what are we using for cataloging also ASCR2 or otherwise mark catalog or unimark. Same like that we can also use for media resources also. Next, circulation and resource sharing. Generally in library, books or any material circulated. Some norms are there. Some norms before operating the libraries. Some norms are there. As per number of books, number of period, time period of the due date and due time period. What is the fine amount and these same like that. Media resources also some rules and regulations and policies are implemented. In policies, we can discuss next class. As per policy, we can derive the media resource also circulate them. Main majority of the libraries are not giving the media resources for outside. For using any media resources, they have to utilize some missionaries. For example, you can give the if you give the CDs, it must be the user have CD drive in the system or some anything some mechanism also they need. That's why majority of the libraries are provided in the libraries only. For library, the libraries provided that mechanism you utilize mechanism also provided using that mechanism with the help of mechanism the media resources are using circulate them. Next, shelving and storage.